Yo, so just got back from doing photos and I have, hold on, got this. So instead of me sending it in and getting it developed and doing all of that, having to wait and just, I went ahead and bought all of these stuff to get it developed myself, the C41 chemistry kit stuff. But that's gonna take a while to come in too. So I figured I would show you how to do the same effect, kind of. What you're gonna need is basically just a camera with a photo burst mode. Basically, you're gonna wanna take your photo burst. I already did. I edited it and put it into Photoshop. So here's everything I've got. I've got these 4 photos that I'm gonna edit. And what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go ahead and unlock on all of these photos. So basically, once you got all of that, these little locks unlocked, you wanna go to your photos sequentially and drag them over just on top of these. All right, so you got that one. I'm gonna get this one on top, all on top of the same photo, all onto the first one. Fix this a little bit. So we got that, and then this last one. There isn't a big difference other than Ashika takes all 4 photos at once, so anything that's moving in the background or anything that's falling in the foreground or the subject doing, you will catch all 4 photos at the exact same time. Whenever you're doing a photo burst, it being a photo burst in a sequence, you're not going to catch it at the exact same time. There's going to be a little bit of movement. So I would say that this effect, whenever done with a mirrorless or DSLR, is probably best whenever you're in a controlled environment. There's no movement in the background. You could get your subject to be completely still. It doesn't even have to be a person. You could set something up and kind of just move around it. It does work. It just doesn't give the exact same effect that an Ashika would. Once these are done, I want to go over to these little eyes and clear them all except for this last one. So now that this one's here, I want to pick a focal point. So I want to do his face. So I'm going to click on this eye, select this layer, and bring the opacity down. I want to get in and be able to match up this exact same spot. And you will be able to see it kind of, it's moving. You'll be able to see how close you are as long as you bring the opacity down. I'm gonna bring the opacity back up just a little bit. I'd say that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the opacity back up to 100. Then I'm gonna go over to this second layer, click on it, tap on the eyeball, bring the opacity down. I wanna move it so that it's lined up. Fix it using the arrows on the keyboard. Cool, that looks pretty good. Back up to 100. Layer 3, same thing. Opacity down to 40, 35, anywhere, whatever you're more comfortable with. Now it's important also that on these photos you have the exact same edit so that whenever it's cycling through them, it does not look weird and the colors are changing and all this and that. So basically, once you've done this, you can kind of just check out what it looks like. So basically, once you have all of these where you want them, you could go ahead and crop more or less where you want the edges to be, because whenever you cycle through these photos, you'll see that they don't line up, especially down here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, and then you go to Window, Workspace, and go to Motion. And you're going to create a video timeline, but you want to click on these little 3 squares down here. I'm going to go ahead and set this on 0.1, and then this little page, you're going to tap on that, erase an eye, do it again, next one, do it again, next one, and then so that it's a loop, you're gonna go ahead and do it again, all the way back up to the second to last one, which would be here. Now, to see if it looks good or not, you can go over here to where it says once, forever, and press the little play button. And that's what that looks like. So it doesn't look exactly like a 3D photo from a 3D camera, but it gives sort of the same effect. Now, this is really crazy, so we're gonna change the times on it. I'm gonna go to, I would say about 0.2 seconds. Let's see how that looks. It's a little better. But go and fix that a little bit actually. I like how it looks a lot better. So you want to go ahead and here, select all of this. You can just click on the first one, hold shift, and then click on the last one, and then click this little page thing again. It'll duplicate every single one. Press play, check it, make sure it's not staying in one spot too long. That would mean that it's duplicated, but it looks pretty good. What you think, Will?
Hey, I like it. I love the way they came out.
Right. So basically, so you've got that. You can save it by going to File, Export, and then Render Video. So over here, you're just gonna select where you want it. I want to put it just on my desktop. Choose the name for it. I'm just gonna do ha 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 Will.
Will.
Right, and then over here you can choose the different sizes of the document and all that. Just gonna leave it where it's at, and then render. So right here it's exporting the video, and you'll see what the finished one looks like. It's pretty much it. It's not a hard process or a long process, and it's basically the exact same thing with the 3D camera. You just are using a sequence instead of the 4 frames, or the 2 frames with 4 photos. So if you could do this, you could do that. If you could do that, you could do this. What do you think, Will?
I think that's very palatable.
Anyways, that's that. Bye bye.